What's up, people? It is your boy. It is Gerald. It is actually Saturday, 2 o'clock in the morning. Yes, 2 o'clock. And y'all saying, Gerald, what are you doing up? Well, see, I went to sleep during the day. And as you know, when you have that good sleep, and you wake up, now you're up. So I'm up. So I felt like I had something on my spirit I wanted to get out to you guys. And as you know, this has been a pretty eventful week for all of us. For those who had to deal with the furlough, they're saying it's one more week and things are going to go back to normal. However, for those who are not government employees, we've all felt the effects of the furlough. So keep your head up. You're almost done. For those who do not know me, my name is Gerald Davis. And first of all, welcome to my channel. And let me turn this down. Let me turn this down a little bit, because I want you to be able to hear my voice. First of all, welcome to my channel. It is not by chance that you found me. However, welcome. I hope that you gather any insight that you get from my videos. In October 2011, I made a decision to embrace my spiritual path, and in turn, I decided to chronicle my evolution and my transformation into the man who I am destined to become. You're saying, well, why are you doing that? Well, see, I felt that it will take a lot of courage, but it can be done. And this is my journey, and I wish to share it with you. So, welcome. It was not by chance. Actually, it was by synchronicity that brought you here. Now, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and you're thinking, well, Joe, what do you have to talk about 2 o'clock in the morning? You should be asleep, right? Well, actually what has been placed in my spirit right now is the power that we all possess, and that is free will. You hear about it all the time. You see things emulated on TV. You hear things on the radio. But it never goes to the root of choice and how important your choice is to your direction. You're saying, well, what do you mean? I make choices all the time. Yes, you do. But let me ask you this. Well, let me direct this to some of the subscribers. And by the way, how you doing, guys? How you doing? What's going on, CR? I got your message. For those that have been following me, I discuss the importance of seeing your self-worth, your self-value, and how your spiritual direction makes an impact on the choices you make today, on your everyday. And as you've noticed, how society thinks that we are pretty much, we're like sheep, and they put things out in society like we're not going to catch it. Have you noticed the approach that TV is taking, and how that influence, impacts your personal life, your extensions of you, and how you make your money. See, it's crazy because it seems like they think that they can just slide things by us and we won't catch it. My last video, do you remember I asked, turn on to your favorite video channel? For those who have DVRs, when you do, take your DVR, let it, whatever is playing, play. But make sure it's on mute. Then rewind it in slow motion. And you'll be surprised what you'll see. You know, it's like there's no accountability. It's like a microwavable meal. You may be hungry and you may desire it, but if it's not prepared right, you're not going to eat from it. But they feel that they starve us, they'll keep us hooked. You know, they'll keep us at bay and we'll keep tuning in. But the question we have to ask, for what? For what gain? See, that's where your free will comes into play. See, a lot of people don't even realize how much power that we have. And I'm not trying to turn this into a political rant, because I'm not. My point is this. If you're at a point in your life where all you want is clarity, you have to take a second to place those boundaries where they should be. Because right now, it's like leaving the front door open to where you live. How can you feel safe? You can't. There's no balance there. There's constant change going on. Now, change is good. But if that change does not render growth, and it only breeds negativity, you have to question the source. Or better yet, the impact of the exposure where it comes from. That is why free will is very important. I know there's somebody right now, and I spoke on this earlier this week, that all you want to do is to be at peace. You want to have a restful night without no drama. It's at the point that, I got to use this as an example, that you're starting to hate that. Yeah. Let me tell you something, y'all. When you decide to put that in proper perspective and not live through it, you'll actually have peace of mind. If your extensions, and I'm talking about the people that have access to you, are constantly feeding you drama, negativity, and no upliftment of self, you've got to question the extension. What purpose do they serve? Now, as you already know, misery loves company. So that's where your boundaries come into play. It doesn't mean you're being mean. It doesn't mean that you're being spiteful. It means you're being selfless because you're taking care of the most important commodity ever. That's your life. And don't you think that you're worth it? If you see your worth, you do. Because I've never seen a person that can positively grow and not have something to support its growth, its development. Yes. I know someone's saying, well, you know what? I had cards dealt bad to me all the time, and I turned out just fine. Yeah, You probably did. But it was actually those actions that was the motivation to your growth. See, a lot of times when we've been hurt, we've been traumatized, the first two things that you're going to embrace is resentment and anger. Now, as you already know, those two things do not foster sound choices or decisions. But if you make a decision for yourself that this is what you need compared to what you want, you'll have a better understanding of why you do what you do. Now let me backflip that. Let me go back a little bit, because there are some of you, and I've been guilty of this as well, that believe that if I'm patient, if I just wait a little bit longer, that those extensions or those people that we place importance in our life are going to change. Well, that's where that free will comes into play. Because see, you got to understand something. A person is not going to change because of your influence. Though they may act that way, it's only temporary. Because see, they have free will too. And until they see their worth and value, they will not change. They will rather recite the Gettysburg Address than do what you like them to do. I know this is like, why are you saying it? Well, just look at your environment right now. How many times have you made concessions and spoke your truth in the most positive light that you could? You probably recited it in your mind how you're going to address a certain situation going on in your life, so that you don't ruffle any feathers, only to be disappointed. Let me explain something to you. If you really want the result that you need, this is what you do. Number one, let me turn this down because I want you to hear this. And I know that we usually see this a lot in those that are in relationships, but I'm talking about those those relationships in our workforce, your job environment. There's somebody right now that can't stand the person that sits right next to him. You're like, man, I wish you would just get promoted or get fired, but you need to get gone. I'm going to tell you how you work around that. Number one, you pray for them. Yes. You put them prayers on them. You put them prayers on them. And number two, you kill them with kindness. You're probably thinking, well, why am I going to kill them with kindness when they treat me like crap now? Let me tell you why. See, a person can't do nothing to you unless you allow them to. So if you come at them with a view of compassion, you know what message that you send? To the person that is being the oppressor or the aggressor, they can't figure you out. They're going to look at you as, what he's smoking on? What's she doing? Why is she acting that way? Why are they acting nice? And it's going to stomp them in their head. And I don't mean Timberland stomp, but it's going to bother them. So they're going to test that theory. But you also know that consistency sends the most strongest message. And guess what? After they try 2 or 3 times to see if this is really you, and you should always have a position of authenticity anyway, they're gonna quit. They're gonna quit the behavior that they were showing you and switch it to somebody else. Why? Because underlining, they've got issues and insecurities about themselves that they don't know how to work out. So what they do is they take that attention and direct it to where it is reciprocated. Or better yet, they will turn around and find the first person that will acknowledge their bad behavior. You don't be that person. You be that person above that person. Because, number one, misery loves company. And if that ain't your pedigree, then you need to stake your claim. Now, let's go back to what I was saying in regards to free will. I know some of you right now are seeing things that you may see people maybe getting promoted that don't deserve to get promoted, or they are receiving blessings, and you're saying to yourself, you know darn well you don't deserve that break or that advance or whatever it is. Let me tell you something. See, your higher power will bless you even if you don't deserve it, just to see what you're going to do. That is why it's important that you do not have a judging heart. I know you're saying, Gerald, this person pissed me the hell off, and they ride to the core. Well, guess what? That's their burden and something that they gotta atone for. Why are you allowing yourself to feel that energy that they emit? No. No one can do anything unless you allow it. This also fosters or shores up your free will. If you want to have the life that has peace and harmony, you got to speak it and be it. Let me go ahead and slide it over here to the right. You got somebody right now that you're caught between a rock and a hard place because your heart is tied up in it. And you don't know what to do. And you feel that if you make a decision for yourself, you are going to lose disapproval of possibly your friends or some family members. First of all, let me tell you something. Because you got the same blood type that runs through your veins, don't make you family. That's right, I said it. Because let me tell you something. Your family is going to always be there. They should. But, hey, for those who probably had siblings, you also know about nepotism. Especially those that were those middle childs. Or more or less the eldest that was the test child in the family. And you looking at your siblings like, you know what, if I only had the opportunity that you had. Well, first of all, let me tell you something. You need to stop judging and be the example that you were placed to be in. Okay? God is going to take care of those shortcomings. Just watch. See, sometimes God will place you in a position not to be the person that intervenes, but the person to observe. That's right. How many of you guys have heard this saying? It's best to learn from other people's mistakes than be the one that makes the mistake. See, you are being shown things for your benefit through other people. So if you're constantly seeing signs, which are your synchronicities, things are being brought to your attention, it is meant for you to learn from that so that you don't have to go through that. But you must humble yourself and love yourself. And as I've always said, you want love? You want that one? Well, start loving yourself. Start loving yourself correctly. Because you will be able to attract that same love that is found within you. But it is not from ego, and endurance show is not from pride. And you know what? I would be misused. See, here's something. I have a tradition that I always do when I put a video out. And you guys can't see it, but on my mantle I've got all these candles that I've had since I started doing these videos. And I always make a point to light a candle for you. Just like someone prayed for me, I'm sending my prayers to you guys, because you deserve to have the life intended for you. You deserve to have the life of nothing but peace and harmony and living in compassion. And then as you are fulfilling your destiny and legacy, you are setting a example in the present sense for other people to emulate positively. So let me go ahead and do this, because I forgot. I'm not playing. I got it right here. Look, right here. This is for those who hear this video and those who don't. These are for harmony and your extensions. May you have peace and blessings in your walk. See, that's for you. Alright, now, can you believe that summer is... Where did summer go? I'm kind of disappointed, because I made a promise to myself. I've done a lot. You know, I was in school. I passed my classes. During going to my fall semester. But one of my goals for the summer was I wanted to go skydiving. He was like, Gerald, a lot of people don't skydive. Well, I know. But I'm like this. My faith is strong enough in him that I know I'll be okay. So I'm going to do it. Why not? So that's part of that. It's a man thing too. You know? Not trying to sound sexist, but I want to fall out of a perfectly good plane. So I'm going to do it. As a matter of fact, and if I do it, before I give myself, if I can do it in the next 2 months, I will make sure that I put it out here on my channel so you can see how crazy I look going, you know, because you guys deserve to see that. I'm real like that. So I want to sway something real quick too. Now, I spoke on this earlier in a couple of other videos I did, and so I did a little research, and I know there's been a lot of talk about Illuminati and the origins of it. And there were some things in there that caught my eye, and I'm not one to go into conspiracy. I won't do that. But you guys are all savvy and intelligent people, so you guys do the reading for yourself. But what I did find out from what was being described, one of the ways that they convey their message is to make it visible. And as you know, the greatest hiding place is to make it right in your face. And I'm going to tell you what, there's a lot of symbolism in our everyday, but I mean, it's to the point where it's blatantly in the media and in your TV shows and your commercials and stuff like that. If you want to know what that is, bring awareness to that, just put that up there. Put it up there. And you'll see what I'm talking about. But the irony of it all is this. It's always been there. And more importantly, as you already know, spirituality is taking a back seat. And all I can say is this. At the end of the day, when your walk has been concluded and it's time for you to rest, you have one soul. It cannot be bought. It cannot be bartered. It cannot be manipulated. It is yours. And it is your responsibility to protect it. Just as much for you, for my parents. Be careful what you allow your children to see. A lot of times people think that our children don't know. But they're nothing but walking recorders of what you say and do. And when you're not able to govern what they see and do, they possibly can be exposed to the things that you don't want them to see. So I say please do the research, protect your babies, and protect your home. Now lastly, actually I'm going to wrap this one up, and I got something else I wanted to share, and then because I'm already breaking 27, so I'll just leave it right then and there. But I had something I wanted to talk to you guys about that I've noticed a trend, and I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it too. So I'll leave it right here. I thank you guys for taking the time to watch my video. Welcome my new subscribers. And as I always say, God is praying for you. You know I am. Stay blessed.